Hello, lovely people. If you're new here, my name is Shisom Anidebe, and if you're not new, thank you so much for coming back always to watch my video. In today's video, we'll be doing a story time of my labor and delivery experience, everything that went down my last week of pregnancy prior to when I gave birth. We'll be talking about it. Let's get right into the video, guys. So on the last Sunday of July, which was the 31st of July, my church, the youths, organized this charity walk, going to houses just to do charity work for the members. I was looking forward to that event because my delivery date was very soon. If you watched my last video, you would know I mentioned that our delivery date was going to be August 12th. So we're preparing, we're anticipating that day. Although I didn't give birth on the 12th of August, baby boy said, I'm going to come when I want to come. You are not going to tell me when I'm going to come. So I was anticipating that day, and in anticipation I was also trying to do little exercise because I cannot count how many times I exercised in my pregnancy. So I was looking forward to that day, which was the 31st of July, the last Sunday of July. I was looking forward because I had known at least I would do little, I'll do something. And even though I didn't end up doing anything, the walking around to people's houses is like an exercise to me. At least I can count that as an exercise. So I went to the first house, and I did a little bit. I raked and swept, and that was all because they didn't let me do much. Like, leave it, you're pregnant. So yeah, so that was the only thing I did in that house. We went to several other houses because I didn't do anything again. There's just the trekking and the walking to people's houses that I could count as exercise. After the thing I did in the first house we went. Fast forward to the last house that we went, that was when my body started telling me, Chisom, you don't know what you're into. You think saying that you get this body, Abby? You just they make remote, just they do anyhow. Okay, now let's watch and see. The last week or the last days of pregnancy are literally they do the most to you. They are so hectic. Those last days, like, you've been waiting for 8 months, and when you just get to that 9 months, when it just clocks 9 months, you just feels like patience left your streets and moved to the next street. Like, you're like, I've been living with patience for 8 months, and when we just entered 9th month of pregnancy, Patience decided to move out. Patience told me she's tired of staying with me. She wants to move out. She wants to rent her own apartment. She can't stay with me anymore. And I cannot force Patience to stay. Like, you just lose patience. You just want to push out this baby. Like, and you'll be asking yourself, I've been carrying this baby for 8 months. Mine, with the experiences I had, losing the first one, getting pregnant again, I've been pregnant for altogether 12 months. And this last month, I just could not, I was always tired, always weak. So we got to the last house, and I started having contractions. Yeah, this fake labor thing. Yeah, normally you enter your 9th month, immediately you clock 36 week, which is the beginning of your 9th month. You just start expecting the fake labor, Brixton Hicks. Yeah, just start expecting it anytime. And I'm like, why do I have to experience fake labor? What's the essence? I don't get it. It didn't clear. Because I don't understand why I have to experience fake labor. Why not just wait for the original one? Like, it's just traumatic. Seriously. Why? Just let me have the main labor. What's all this? So once in a while, immediately I enter my 36th week. Once in a while, I was experiencing this severe waist pain, or I'm just experiencing pelvic pains or slight contractions below my abdomen. Like, it's really serious. And as at that Sunday, I was already in my 38 weeks of pregnancy. I was 38 weeks and 2 days. I clocked 38 weeks as at the Friday, which was 29 of July. I clocked 38 weeks. So as at that Sunday, it's 38 weeks and 2 days. So I'm like, why? Like, why do you have to happen now that we're doing this thing and we're outside, we're not in my house, and everybody start looking at me and telling me, sorry, sorry, I don't want that. But I couldn't help it. And I'm grateful that I went with a jacket my husband brought for me, because the weather was quite cold that day. The weather was quite cold. So I'm grateful for that jacket, because it got to a point I couldn't stand anymore. My legs could not carry my body. Yeah, it literally got to that point where my legs were like, madam, you need to go for another leg. Go. This leg, we are tired. Literally, I could not stand anymore. I had to get a seat. By the time I went to ease myself and it felt like baby was coming out, seriously, those last days of pregnancy, they do the most to you. I went to ease and I just felt like I want to enter main labor. Like, imagine me entering labor in somebody's house. Like, I don't get, why would you want to come now? Please wait till your father's birthday. So after urinating, I just came back and I couldn't stand anymore. I just had to sit down. So I got chair, and I've been complaining that I was hungry. But everybody that saw me sit down they were thinking I was sitting just because probably I was hungry and tired. Nobody knew what I was going through except my husband. I just covered my stomach, covered my face, and I was literally holding back tears because I was in pain. My lower abdomen were just, the pain I was feeling there was not something like I can't explain. It's just so much pain. My waist, the waist pain, just as if the baby just comes down and is sitting on your waist. It's really, oh my god, so painful. I just bent my head there and I was just breathing with my mouth and just telling God, please, that did not happen here. Yes, I know I'm tired of carrying the baby inside my belly, but I'm still not ready to push this baby out yet. I'm not there mentally, please. Seriously, I wasn't there mentally. I need to be prepared mentally for this. So I was just praying, and my husband came. I told him I'm having contractions. I was having pelvic pains. My lower abdomen was just not my own anymore. It was not mine. The person that has it, I've collected it. My waist were not mine. The owner of the waist has collected it. I just sat there and bent my head, covered my body, and I was just hoping we just go home. So after eating, everybody thought, okay, after eating I'll be fine. After eating, I was still not. Oh my god, I was eating and faking smile. I was smiling and eating, but the food was not entering. Seriously, I was just smiling. Are you okay now? Hey, I'm smiling, but I'm in pain. And hopefully, if I was not with that jacket, I guess probably some people would have like, okay, something was wrong. And that's why I didn't want to draw attention to myself. So I just covered my body and just hold my lower abdomen. I was just bowing my head and like, God, please, let it not happen. Yeah. Okay, we passed that. The pain kind of subsided and we back home. On Thursday, we went to get the baby's drawer and the last things that we needed. That Thursday, I was like, okay, when I come back, I'm going to wash the drawer and wash the dirty clothes so I don't keep postponing it. The only thing I ended up doing that day was washing the drawer. Me no get strength to wash clothes. I just ended up soaking down like, okay, I'm going to wash it on Friday. If only I knew that I'm going to enter labor on Friday. We washed the drawer, cleaned it up, and went to sleep that night. I couldn't sleep. I was restless. Sleep flew away from my eye. Sleep told me, I'm not coming to you today. By 1 a.m. on Friday, which was the 5th of August, I started having contractions. This time it was more severe than the one I was experiencing on the 31st of July. I could not bear this one, but I was still trying to bear. I was like thinking maybe it's just still fake labor. So I was holding myself, thinking, okay, it's fake labor, it will stop. It's not the real labor. It's gonna stop. That's why I didn't even bother waking my husband because I'm gonna be alright. Let him sleep. Okay. By 2, I just felt like little drinks of water because I was just urinating and urinating and urinating. Like if I urinate now, the next 21 minutes or 30 minutes, I'm back in the toilet again. I was just frequently going to the toilet to urinate, and sometimes it would just be one small drop, but I to look as if I want to urinate the whole ocean, but I just feel like urinating every time. So I went to the toilet, I urinated, but this one, the water just started coming out by itself. Then I was like, I don't understand what's happening. So I went to the toilet to go check, and it was just slimy liquid coming out. It was just like discharge. I mean, yeah, it's discharge. Anything coming out from down there is discharge, right? I don't know. Please let me know in the comment section because I'm really saying rubbish at this point. Because I know when you're about to enter labor, 2 things are going to happen. It's either your water breaks and you just feel this gush of warm water comes out of your coochie, or you have the mucus show. You have mucus mixed with blood comes out, and you just see the blood stain on your pants, or if you're not wearing, just you see blood and some mucus come out. So either of the two. If it's mucus, just know you're already in labor, and if it's water breaking, just know you're also in labor. Yeah, but I did not experience any of those, so that was what made me feel like I was not in labor. There's no need disturbing my husband or just calling. Probably it's just the fake labor, the Brixton Hicks again. So by 3, I could not bear it anymore. I had to wake my husband because at this point I was rolling on the bed. I was restless. Just this one was now becoming severe and serious. I was now like calculating it because I have this contraction app I downloaded on my phone for any day my labor starts, to just time my contractions and know how far apart they are and how closer they are. So I said time now, like, oh, this thing is becoming consistent though. I wake my baby up. Baby, I don't understand though. Your child have decided to come. He did not want to do birthday with you. Cause so if I woke him up and I was like, I just explained everything to him, and he called my mom. My mom was not even around. She traveled for meeting, August meeting. Cause yeah, it's a 1 week thing. So our mind was like by next week, yeah, when she'll be back, that's ending. So we don't know that. Maybe boy don't tire today for the level. You don't see, you don't tire. You don't tire. You won't come outside. You won't see who they carry us since all these months. So we called her and she was like, okay. And she still calmed down since I've not seen since my water has not broken yet and still no blood and mucus show. Probably it's the fake labor, but I just cannot bear it. So remember I soaked clothes that we're going to watch that Friday. Then I just told my husband, if this thing is actually labor, these clothes will be here and start smelling because if we go to the hospital, we don't know when we're going to come back, probably the next day. And even if I deliver that day, I will not be back that day till the next day or till when doctors or the hospital decide to like discharge me. And this clothes will be in the water and start smelling everywhere. So we started washing clothes that morning with contractions that I was having, serious contractions. Don't do that. Don't ever do it. So we went to the bedroom and we started washing the clothes. If the contraction starts, I'll stop washing, walk around, sit down, stand up. When it stops, continue washing. That's how we did to wash that clothes. Everybody, I woke up. This was around 6 a.m. That's when we finished washing the clothes. Exactly after my mom finished speaking to us on the phone, that was around 4. We got to the bathroom and started washing the clothes. After washing it around 6, we went out to start hanging clothes by 6. Like, still for working in office. I don't know, but everyone was all looking at us and like, these people was good by this time. Our neighbors. I was, Jesus, even going out, like when it starts, I would stop walking. I would just close my eyes. Oh my God. Women are really, really strong. Seriously. Labor and delivery experience, you know, easy. It's not easy. Labor for 22 hours or more. No be beans. No be beans. Beans they take done, but this one they where past beans like more. So we after hanging the clothes, we came in and I was just arranging the drawers that we washed the previous day. When contraction starts, I'll stop. When it stops, I'll continue arranging. That's how I was just doing that morning till okay, we ate. After, I could not even eat because contraction starts, I'll stop eating. It stops. No, I cannot be doing start and stop. No, I can't. Seriously. But I tried my best to eat even though I was scared of eating too much. So I'll not go and poo in labor room. When they say push, I'll go and be shitting. I didn't want that experience. Because the nurses will be like, don't worry, you can't poo. But when you leave, now you they go use the gossip. See that woman, they tell me they push picky, they shit. Who she leave to pack her? Nonsense. They will start using it to gossip. They'll be the one telling you, don't worry, poo will pack it. And when you poo and they will start looking at you with one eye. I me send you message. I me say me go get belly. All those kind of stuff. So I was scared of eating too much. Not like scared though. I was not really hungry and I also had that in mind that I didn't want to eat much. Even if I eat now, I'm not gonna eat again till after I deliver. At about 10 a.m. the contraction got worse. We had to go to the hospital. So we got to the hospital and we had to wait for it to get to my turn because we're like 10 women that delivered in that hospital that day. And I was the last of the 10. I was the one making them 10. So I had to wait for my own doctor. The doctor was assigned to me would come check me and all those stuff. So I waited downstairs, checked my BP. When they checked my BP, they checked my BP like 3 times. Because the first time the nurse checked it, it was showing 152. My mind did boom boom. Because if your BP is too high, they won't allow you push. You're not going to give birth vaginally because the thing is they'll feel like your blood pressure is too high, meaning you cannot push it because when you're pushing your blood pumps faster, and when it's already high you don't need it to get higher. It's very risky. So if you check your BP and it's very very high, like very high up to 152 or more, you want to start praying for CS. So until they said she checked it and I was like looking at this thing, it was showing 152. Hey, she said let her check it again. I was like, Biko, check it again. She checked it again, it was still showing 152. At this point, I started calling on God. Seriously, I started calling on God. She checked it the last time and my BP was 128. She said 128. Like, thank God. So after checking it, the 128, I didn't check my weight. Then after checking my weight, I was like, okay, I should wait for the doctor. Then they will call me upstairs, assign me to a room and show me my doctor, and they'll come check me to see how many centimeters I am. I said, okay. I went to find where to sit down because then my contractions had stopped. Later I sat down, it started again. I just had to find where to lie down. Don't go and lie down when you're having contractions. Don't be like me. Walk around, walk about, walk away, walk in, walk out, walk up, walk down, walk. Walking helps. But you know when you have ishiaki and when you are new to something, that's always to happen. Walk like your life depends on walking. It really helps. Listen to music. Something that will just deviate your brain. Something that will just take your brain away from the pain. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Just do it. Sing, watch movie, dance, watch film. It's gonna be hard to do all those things while you're when you're having contractions, but the one you can do. And if you are in a hospital where you can, ask them to give you a bucket or a bath where there is water, or they can organize water for you to sit in water. It actually helps relieve contraction pains. All these things, I did not do it too, but I'm sure saying it for someone that would be watching this video right now and it's your first pregnancy. Things you should do that's going to help relieve you of contractions. It's not like the pain will disappear. You're not using epidural. This is just things you can do to help the pain lessen. To help the pain lessen, okay? So that's just my little thing I can pitch in. So let's continue our story. So my doctor came, they assigned me to a room. At this point, my contractions were kicking in more and more and more. It was getting more severe at this point. We went and they did not tell me these are the tools you can shake somebody. More, it's about to get real. You know, get waiting person no go see for labor room. You know, get waiting person no go see. Okay, that's how my doctor called me and said, okay, lie down on the table, open your leg. Me, I open my leg now. Man just shook and boom, ha. Hey, I closed my leg. Seriously, I closed my leg. I was like, okay, he did not tell me. Like, right from the beginning, I did not like the doctor because that was not the doctor I was expecting they're going to assign to me. But at this point, I had no choice because all the doctors were already assigned to different patients already. Because I told you, I was the last of the 10 women that delivered that day. So that came to the hospital to get delivered. So everybody already has a doctor assigned to them. So I had no choice to start saying the doctor I wanted or something. So I just have to move with the flow. Even though I did not like that doctor. His face, even they smile. Again, am I the cause of a problem? Am I the reason why Nigeria is like this? The man is not even smiling. Like, this is my first pregnancy. At least you'd be like, okay, madam, open your leg. I want to check how many centimeters you are now. This is what I'm going to do. The man just carry hand, shook his person wife. Yes, what is that? If I was your sister, would you do it? What's it? Be calming down. They think the man just shook his hand. I closed my leg. Baba say you are not cooperating. Did you even attend antenatal class? I was like, yes, I attended. But don't be like they talker now. At least you'll be like, okay, I want to put my hand in. Relax. It's not gonna be painful. It's not painful, but it's the fact that I'm having contractions. I'm trying to relax my body even while I'm feeling pain. And you just carry your hand and shook his sides. Is it your own? The person that have, if you see you doing like this, how do you think the person's gonna feel? Calm down, please. Seriously, like, I have not experienced something like that before, so I was really like very angry, but I didn't have a choice at that point. I cannot talk. My mouth was taken away from me. I just had to cooperate, even though it was really hard to cooperate because it felt weird. Seriously, it really felt weird. The fact that the doctor did not even tell me for shaking his hand was what even made me angry at the first place. Yes, you'd be like, she don't know what he won't go do, but I know he was going to put his hand to check how many centimeters I was, but I was expecting him to be like, okay, calm down, because I was having contractions and I was in pain. The contractions has not even stopped when he wanted to take his hand, so I needed the contraction to stop first, or even if it's not going to even stop, at least let me calm down and try to like, okay, he just shook hand, like say, now you get her. That's not how things are done. That's not how things are done. The one we converse me past is after a nurse check, doctor man told me I am just 3 centimeters. Oh my god, I felt like crying. I said 3 centimeters. Something that I've been experiencing this contraction since 1 a.m. and this is like 12. And you're telling me I'm just 3 centimeters dilated. Hey, I felt like crying, but tears did not come out. Tears ran away from my eye. Like when I see women are in labor that are crying, I'm always like, hey, pitying them. But me, that cry at the final, whether the cry go make doctor pity me, I did not see tears to cry. My eyes was dry like dry fish. One color tears did not come aside. I really wanted to cry at this point, but there was no tears in my eye. Me that I'm a crybaby. I can cry for Africa. At this point, tears ran away from my eyes. I was like, come on, what's all this? Seriously, like when he said 3 centimeters, I started calculating how many hours I've been in these contractions and I'm just 3 centimeters dilated. Oh my god. They just said, go back, go to your room, lie down. We'll come and check you again in the next 6 hours. I just went back to the room they assigned to me. My sister was with me. My husband was with me. But the nurses came and like, auntie, madam, go and eat too. You need all the strength you need. You are going to, hey, you need all the strength you need. You need strength. At this point, you need strength. And me, I was not hungry. And I'm thankful my husband didn't even go and buy food, because everything I ate that morning, I vomited it from A to Z. Even water that I drank, I vomited the water. My belly was empty. Because when I went for my second check, the doctor told me that since I'm vomiting everything I eat, I should just mix water and glucose. That's the only thing I could take. And not like I can drink it too. Using spoon to give me like water cream. Oh my God, contractions. I was rolling from bed to bed. From the side of the bed they gave me. My sister would be like, so my sister was a godsend, really. My sister really did. Oh my God. At first, I was just thinking of who was going to stay with me. Yeah, I know my husband is going to be there, but apart from my husband, who else? Because my mom is not around. And even when mommy was around, mommy doesn't have that kind of mind. If my mom was there with me, she would have been crying from beginning to the end. And I didn't want someone that would come there and start crying, because it's going to make me feel worse than I already am. So my sister really tried. Yeah, I know she was going to cry at some point, but she really tried. Like, rub my back, rub my waist. Oh my God, at times she'd be like, close your leg. I'm like, my sister, you see this point we are. Anybody that wants to sit in United States. That's what I said. I said, believe me. At times I would just carry my clothes up and open my leg and just be rubbing my waist. I would be like, close your leg, somebody's coming. If I look, say a woman, they come. I will just leave the leg like that. If I even look, if it's a doctor, I leave it like that. Unless it's somebody, somebody's husband that comes to check on his wife too in the ward we were. Apart from that, like, seriously, I was there in contractions for close to how many hours? Because I was really pained when the doctor told me I was just 3 centimeters dilated. 3 centimeters from 1 a.m. It pained me. So I was in contraction. One man that came to check on his wife too, he just came and like, madam, can I pray for you? I just look at the man. Sir, I need all the prayers in the world right now. And the man really, like, seriously, the man prayed for me. Immediately the man finished praying, my Reverend Father from my church came. Reverend Father prayed for me. Then after they prayed for me, doctor came to call me and like, it's time for my second check to know how many centimeters I am. Lo and behold, I was just 6 centimeters. 6 centimeters from 12 when they checked me. 6 hours join 12. May you know which time be that. Then they check me. 6 centimeters. Oh my God. Doctor was like, if we are going to go on this pace, you'll be here till tomorrow afternoon and you've not delivered. And I'm like, hey, really? It's all right. So the doctor now shook hand again. Even though it was not easy, I shall open the leg, and he said he was going to have to use his hand to like tear the sac so I can enter active labor. He's going to use hand to tear so the water would come out. Immediately that man immediately the doctor tear the sac, the water came out. That's when I know that there's a difference between labor and labor. Those ones have been experiencing since. It's just the tip of the iceberg. When he now tear it, the water now came out or come out. And I enter active labor. Ndo ibuna we are active labor. My dear, it was at this point I knew the difference between labor and labor. Like, I was like, what? The pain I've been experiencing since is nothing compared to the one I'm experiencing now. Really, it is nothing compared. Like, it's as if the man just raised the pain to power 1 million, to power 100. Immediately the water came out, I felt warm gush of water, like warm water came out. Almost the contraction pain increased, and we're like, yeah, now baby is now has not seen way. He has helped baby. And I'm thankful he even did that, because I don't know how many hours I would have waited again and come back and tell me I'm just 8. So this was 6 hours later from 12. 6 hours later when he came to, and I was just 6 centimeters dilated. After I did that, you like, now you're in active labor. You're not moving away from this room. You stay in this room. Go get your husband and your sister, let them come and stay with you here. You stay in the living room. You're not going back to the ward where you were before, the room where you were before. You stay here, because any moment from now you might deliver. And I'm grateful. He came back again, checked me, and I was just 8 centimeters. But this time around, he came back with a midwife, and I loved that midwife so much. Like, she was one of the reasons my delivery in that hospital was smooth, and I did not kick doctor in his eye, because the doctor was just doing things without even when the midwife wanted to check me, she was like, when your contractions have subsided, I'm going to check you. When you're okay, I'm going to check you. Like, she was speaking to me calmly, but the doctor would just tell me, come forward, and just shook his hand, boom, like as if it's me and him that is sharing the thing. Like, if the owner of this thing catch you, you will not like what is going to happen to you. I don't understand what's your problem. Seriously, like, the doctor was not even nice to me. Coming for a fact that I did not even want him in the first place, I had no choice, because all the doctors were already assigned to somebody. Seriously, I had no choice. And the doctor was just making me realize the reason why I did not like him in the first place. Because comparing the midwife to the doctor, she did, oh my God, she made my delivery smooth. Because, when she won't check me, or when she won't like check anything down there, she'll be like, when your body is calm, when you're settled, because most times when she won't check me, I'm having contraction and I'm screaming like a mad person. Hi. She was like, your one is even nice, that I didn't even shout so much. The one that delivered day before yesterday, that one, everybody know that someone delivered her first baby in this hospital, because she was shouting. I was thinking I was even making noise, and the man said he did not even make noise. That if you see someone that is making noise, you would know. Like, really, I was screaming. And when she comes to be like, when you're fine, when you're calm, I will check you. But doctor will hear me screaming, I will still carry hand and shook inside. I don't know whether that one is human being or semi-human being, or it's not even up to semi, because I don't understand. Seriously. So when she came back to check me, and she was like, that place is tight. So when you are pregnant, open your ear, listen to me. When you are pregnant, don't go and be saying it's paining me, I cannot have sex. Cause you see me, learn from me. When yeah, it was painful to have sex while pregnant for me. It was really, really painful. Not every time, but most times I'm like, they pay me. And sex whilst pregnant is very, very necessary. It's important, because it helps with wide opening, making the place open enough for you while you want to deliver. It's really, really good. Don't be like me. I'm saying it's paining you. Do it. Don't be like me. I'm saying it's paining you. Because at some point I was thinking maybe I'm having infection or something, because I don't understand the pain. It was just on another level. I was thinking I'm having infection, and I spoke with this same midwife, and she was like, if I don't have infection, I should try other styles. Which type of person won't try a big? I've tired. It's paining somebody. It's not food. It's paining somebody. Okay? I had the opportunity of speaking with a pregnant woman also, and she was like, she's experiencing the same thing. If she said she's experiencing the same thing, I just say, at least it's not only me. At least it's not look like somebody is stabbing somebody or something that is right. Really, it just, as maybe she just said she's experiencing the same thing, and she's gone, it's no infection, and she don't even know that she's just doing it because she knows it's going to help her. If not, she would not do it. So really, like, try your possible best. Try. Don't allow the pain to cloud your visioning. Don't be like me. Try and do it, because the nurse, after checking me, they're like, your vagina, your cervix is okay, but your vagina is tiny. It's not wide. It's not, your VJJ is not wide enough for you to pass. They're like, do you even have sexual intercourse when you're pregnant? I just looked at my husband, and I just looked at the woman, and I just said, God, help your shite. When she checked again, I was already 9 centimeter, and she's like, anywhere from now, you're gonna start pushing your baby out. Maybe she said that I was really, but at this point, the baby wanted to come out on his own. The baby was tired. Like, it felt as if I was, you know, when you want to poo or you feel like pooing, but you are holding it because probably you're doing something and you want to, like, after finishing, before you know how you take and be holding it, but the shit will still be forcing itself to come aside. That was how I was feeling at that point. And she was like, do not push. Hey, hold it back. Do not push. Usually she said that, do not push. Like, if you push to tear you anyhow, you're going to have nonsense tear. Because coming from the fact that down there is tight and baby's trying to come out when it's not yet time, it's going to, because it's not yet 10 centimeters dilated, it's not yet wide enough for baby's head to pass, really. So if I push at that point, I'm going to have nonsense tear to tear me nonsense. And the stitch I'm going to have is nonsense stitching. Imagine those stitch here, I know. So when she said that, or more, when baby start coming out, you know, when you want to hold people, but it's not, she was like, hold it. When you want to poo, I want to hold it, but I was like, this is human being, not poo. You're like, hold it back. That was the hardest thing I have done in my life. Cause how am I going to hold a baby down? A human being is not even like shit is not even a living thing. Poo is not a living thing. This is a living thing. This is a human being that is fighting for his life to come aside, and you are saying I should hold it back. Seriously, it was very, very hard, but I had no option. Because when I reasoned the tear, you know, I'm scared of having tear. I've been mentioning this from like my first trimester video. I don't want to have tear. And not to, like, if you are likely to push and you push out, you're on your own, no. But we stitch you. So when I heard that, that was, hey, I never done anything as hard as that in my life. Trying to push back a baby when the baby wants to come aside. I was just shouting, nurse, I want to poo-poo. Hey, I want to poo-poo. She's like, don't poo-poo, because it's the baby that is pressing on your anus. Sha is pressing on that place, making you feel like you want to poo-poo, but there's nothing there. Because there's nothing in my stomach that I want to poo-poo. I vomited everything in my stomach. So there's nothing that I'm vomiting or pooing, really. So she's like, do not push. So started calling the doctor when I entered 10 centimeter. At this point, I'm ready to push, but I still, like, if I push now, yeah. But coming from further down there is tight. Still have to wait for the doctor to come, because the nurse checked, and she said when she checked, she noticed that my baby's cord, that's the umbilical cord, was tying my baby's neck. I'm going to place a picture here, this corner of the video, to show you the picture on the screen right now. That's not my baby. It's just like a picture. I had to look for a picture because at that point we couldn't snap anything else. My husband was just trying to hold me and everything, so we couldn't snap anything. The picture is up on the screen. This is like, I think it's just like a pictorial example of what my baby was looking like, or what she felt around my baby's neck. The cord was tying my baby's neck, tying his body. All parts of my baby's body was tied by the cord. So she was like, maybe she checked and she noticed that there was something on his neck. She's like, she cannot do this alone. That if she had attempted to deliver me alone without a doctor coming, because we had called this doctor like how many times, and the doctor just decided not to come. I don't understand. Called doctor first time, second time, third time, fifth time. I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. How will you become somebody's already in the 10 centimeter? I'm already dilated, I'm full. I've entered O and you're not still here. So she did not want to do anything at this point. I had no idea that they give injection down there. I know they give person injection for head. I know they give person injection for leg. But in the Koshi, VJJ, injection, you no get wetin person no go see for labor room. You no get wetin person no go see. Cause I collected 6 injections down there. 3 was given to me by the midwife before I started pushing. Then the remaining 3 was given to me by the doctor when he was about to stitch me, because they had to tear me. Down there was tight for my baby to come out. Coupled with the fact that how his body was, his hand, his leg, his neck, all his body was just tied by the cord. This picture does not even do justice, but I just wanted to show you an example of what my baby was looking like. Because I pushed the first time, baby came out, just the head. Then I pushed again and all his body came out. So they had to start cutting the cord, just cutting it to free my baby so it could come out well. So when I pushed the last time, baby just came out and I was just relieved. Like the moment your baby just comes out, you will not feel any pain again. Like immediately I just pushed my baby and baby was out. I felt no pain, no more contraction, no more waist pain. The pain just stopped. I was like, God, are you not? Is this God not good? Aha! I felt no pain again at all. Like, seriously. Can you imagine that doctor wanted to give me that injection? He did not even tell me I want to give you injection. He just open your leg and he just shook me. What if I was having contractions at that point? Because that's why doctor will not even tell me. My husband was the one telling me, stay well, he wants to give you injection. Because when I feel something sharp trying to like touch me and he'll be like, calm down, he wants to give you injection, I'll just hope myself. What if my husband was not there with me? Is that how he would just give me injection and I will not know that he's giving me injection or he wants to give me injection and I'll just move and to choke somewhere else and he say it's my fault? Really, that doctor, something they do have for head. Something they do have for head, because I don't understand how somebody can be like that. When they were telling me, I knew I was being teared. I was asking my husband, what are they doing? My husband did not want to tell me because he now was scared of having tear. But at this point, I was not scared though. Again, I beg me them waiting they want to, because maybe it has to come out. Down there is tight. It has to come out. So they tear me and doctor gave me 3 injections plus the one I already collected before from the midwife. That was 6 injections. I'm like, so they give injection for that place? I didn't know. I thought it was only nurse. So they'll give you injection in your pussy. Ha! Wahala table. Seriously. So after I delivered my baby, the nurse started cleaning him up. Thankfully, he was free from the cord time. God is good. So the doctor started doing the thing so I can deliver the placenta too. So after delivering the placenta, it was time to stitch the tear that I had. Doctor just stitch me like say no ma use them again. He just want to close it. It was too tight. I don't know whether I offend that doctor or he saw me in his dream. Because the way that man stitched that place, as if I will not use it again. As if that was the only thing I'm going to do with down there and I'm done. You just stitch it. If I was your sister, would you be doing all these things to me? I don't understand. Like, that doctor was not it at all. I was just happy for the midwife I had, because if the midwife was like the doctor, one person will have to break one person's head inside that labor room. Cause seriously, I was just thankful for the midwife I had. So I started delivering the baby as at August 6th, which was on a Saturday, by 12:35 a.m. Baby boy, I was free. Yeah, no more pains, just bleeding. And after I was stitched, they started pad into me to soak out the blood. Then after they removed that one, the nurse put her hand in to like bring out any blood that has clotted together. And I just went to take my bath. My husband bathed me, the nurse was bathing my baby, my sister was with her. Everything just went fast from there on. So that was my labor and delivery story. I want to know, write in the comment section, how was your delivery like? Did you deliver vaginally? Did you deliver through CS? Did you have stitch? Did you not have stitch? Just let me know your birth story in the comment section. And my baby's name is Kamsiyochukwu Williams Anidebe. So that's the end of today's video. Until next time, keep being